Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is MrYorkiesWorld. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to a sort of long-haul flight. We were originally going to be doing a 787 video, but that sort of went out of the window. I'll explain why in a bit. But today, we are taking Ryanair 8156 from here at London Stansted to Tenerife on a 4-hour and 15-minute flight. It's currently 1:05 PM local time in the sim. It's not that time right now, but nevertheless. And we are using P3D 4.3 as well, so that's going to be pretty interesting to see how the performance is going to sort of go down the pan again like it did last time. But nevertheless, we're going to have to deal with it. So we've already set the parking brake, that's all good. I'm excited to see if 4.3 is going to actually be any good, because it's not been very good as of late, and that's why I went back to 4.2. The total fuel today is £29,634. We can switch on the aft fuel pump and start the APU. Arm the emergency lights, seatbelt signs, they can go on. 370 is going to be our cruise altitude today. Try not to talk over these transmissions that are happening. We can align the IRSs. And we can set the transponder to XPDR. Right, okay, so both of these sceneries are brand new sceneries, both Tenerife and Stansted. Stansted is the UK2000, and I think Tenerife is... I'm not sure actually, but the gate number is 33 Romeo, which doesn't appear to be in the database. Digital Design, that's it. Digital Design is who our Tenerife scenery is going to be. It's going to be Tenerife South, if anybody's wondering, which is Golf Charlie Tango Sierra. So we are literally just closing some doors at the moment. We've just had the catering service completed. And of course we can get boarding on the way. So, EGSS-GCTS, which also doesn't appear to be working. Just bear with me a second. For some reason, whenever I attempt to load a flight plan, which I've downloaded into the flight plans directory, it deletes itself. So, I've been trying to set the folder as read-only, which worked in the past, but for some reason it's not working now. But anyway, there we go, we've sorted it. So the code route EGSS to GCTS, sorry. Auto brake RTO, and we can sort the VORs out. $5,000 on the initial altitude. And we can set the runway heading. Going to be departing from runway 04 today. So we are RYR8156. There we are, activate and execute. Zero fuel weight, we can also put in our cruise altitude, which is 370. Our reserves today are going to be 1.16. And the cost index is 6 for Ryanair. Execute that. M1 limit, 24 kd rate with flaps 5 we're going to go for. Let's just take a look at the current winds. So 010 at 7 knots with 150 being our V2 speed. Let's just take a look. So we're going to be using the NUG B1 Sierra. That's probably a really weird way of saying it, but there we go. That's going to be the departure from runway 04. Right, okay, so transfer the APU power now. Yaw damper and window heats. We can arm LNAV and VNAV. baggage loading is at 17%. We're going to put our fix information in just before we skip ahead a little bit. So GCTS, 50, 100 and 150 mile radius rings. As always. Put down the legs page. And there are no discontinuities. Perfect. Right. Nothing's changed. Still 150. Put that in the little memory device. Clear the warning. And with that, I will catch up with you guys very shortly. We're at 50% baggage loading progress, so we've got a while to go yet. I say that, but it doesn't really take GSX that long. And pretty soon, we should be on our way out of London Stansted on the way to Tenerife. So I'll see you in a minute.
Baggage handling is complete and the aircraft is clear.
Okay, so the baggage handling is complete. We can, of course, close the doors. And the cargo as well. I still haven't got the animated passengers working from GSX yet. I don't know why they don't work.
Request start up and pushback.
Ryanair 8156, start up and pushback approved.
Approved for startup and pushback.
Ryanair 8156.
Anti-collision lights, hydraulics and the auto throttle are all enabled. We can remove the ground connections now. Tail right today. It's the only way out of where we are. We don't have a flight controls page on here for some bizarre reason. That's fine, we'll just do it when we get pushed back and everything. We'll do it visually with the wing view. Test the TCAS. Lovely wing view. We will also be doing the return flight for those of you who are waiting for that. I know for a fact that there's a few of you out there who like it when I do the flight there and the flight back, just to make it a little bit more complete. But yes, we will be doing the return flight back from Tenerife to London Stansted.
Tuck is in position, bypass pin is inserted. Apron's now clear, ready to push. Now release parking brakes, please. Clear.
Brakes released.
Push. Engines clear, start at your discretion.
Clear to start the engines. We'll start number 2 first. I've turned up the engine sounds as well, so we might be able to hear a little bit more of the roar of those engines. Wait until about 25% or thereabouts. That's about right for me. I'm not sure whether the immersion pack that I've got is working or not. I might have to reinstall that. Okay, so that's engine number 2. Engine 1 now. Love the shadow effects. I will eventually be upgrading to a 4K monitor. That's going to be my next purchase. Just the one of them, just for the sim, not a dual setup. Parking brake set. As engine number 1 spools up. Right, okay, so probe heats. Just waiting for engine 1. There we go. Engine's continuous. Transfer the power. Packs. APU bleed. APU. flaps, and trim.
Disconnected and clear. Bypass pin is removed.
Yeah, 4K monitor would make things look a lot better in terms of the anti-aliasing. I wouldn't have to be so strong on that on my settings, which would probably free up a little bit of performance. Full left. And there's me accidentally disconnecting the parking brake. Full right. We'll do it again. Full forward, full back,
Left is clear.
full left, full right, and full left and full right on the rudder. We don't have the controls page for some reason. It doesn't appear to want to come up. Nevertheless, tow truck's clear. Taxi and turn-offs. Requesting taxi permission.
8156. Request taxi.
Ryanair 8156. Taxi via Bravo Hotel to runway 04.
Via Bravo Hotel to runway 04.
Parking brakes released.
Ryanair 8156.
Little bit of acceleration. Prepare for the stutters to begin. Good old 4.3. And an EasyJet appears to have... Oh no, that's not our gate. Our gate's just there. Thought it had spawned in at our gate, but no. And off we go. So, again, just a little bit of information about this flight. So as we know, we're going from London Stansted over to Tenerife in the 737-800 with Ryanair 8156 today. We're departing from runway 04. And we're going to be travelling a distance of 1,864 miles approximately, covering approximately 4 hours and 15 minutes. A lot of approximately's in there. Again, we've just departed from gate R33 or 33R, whichever way you want to put it. And we're going to be flying at an altitude, or cruise altitude, of 370. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the essential information. We are literally just on our way to runway 04 now. Going to give you a nice little look at the airport. I've not seen this myself, to be honest. This is the first time I'm seeing this airport in the sim. We appear to have a Ryanair on the taxiway there. Just to the right of us. No doubt Pro ATCX will tell him to wait, and we seem to have another one taking off. Let's see if we can catch him through the right wing view. There we go. Away he goes.
Ryanair 9143. Ultra position.
And there we go. Just been told to hold his position because we're taxiing on the opposite taxiway. So what I'm going to do, I think we've basically seen most of the airport now, the airport grounds. This is literally just a taxiway heading over to 04, so I'm going to skip ahead and I'll catch up with you guys in just a bit.
Ryanair 8156. Contact tower on 123.8.
Okay, so as we heard there, we've just been asked to contact tower. We're coming up on the threshold very shortly. I can't see any other aircraft on AFB, so I'm hoping that we get to line up straight away. And we can get this bird out of here. Right. Here it is.
Tower Ryanair 8156. Holding short of runway 04.
There we go. We can line up, so TA and R8. Landing lights, taxis off, strobe lights on. And we shall see if we can't make it a decent takeoff today. Apologies about the stutter, this is what I mean by 4.3 performance. Clear for takeoff, 40%. Start the clock, and toga. Clear that warning. It must be a bug because we've done everything we need to do. It does tend to happen sometimes with the PMDG aircraft, and for some reason there's no explanation for it. 80 knots. V1. And rotate. Nice slow rotation if we can finally do it. There we go. Up in the air. Positive rate. Gear up. Try and fly it manually for a few seconds. Decent scenery. Not too bad. Nice wing view of the airport there. Look at that. Beautiful.
Ryanair 8156. Radar contact. Continue via the NUG Bravo 1 Sierra departure route. Flying to 5000.
Via NUG Bravo 1 Sierra departure climbing to 5000. Ryanair 8156.
Lovely wing view.
Departure Scandinavian 532. With you, passing flight level 73 or flight level 120.
Scandinavian 532.
Trying to follow the flight director.
Flight level 120.
Climbing to flight level 120. Scandinavian
Flaps 1.
532.
Autopilot. Oops. 5,000 feet. Gear locked. Auto brake off. As we turn to the left. Onto our departure. Flaps up now. We've got some pretty dense scenery over at Tenerife, so I'm expecting quite a big performance hit. But nevertheless, I'm sure we'll manage. Right, seatbelts, engines, turn-offs. Everything else is looking good. Yeah, I'm not sure what that takeoff config warning was for. Or master caution, should I say, not takeoff config warning. One of the two, anyway. Very, very foggy today. And very cloudy as well. And now I can't see anything. Just below 5,000 feet. Speed's a little bit high. Look at that. Lovely sky. Yeah, we are at 253 instead of 250. Nothing major, but just look at that view. Wonderful. So we'll go to speed intervene, 248, see if that helps. Even though it is sort of levelling itself off at the minute anyway. Set the current heading, or the heading that we're going to be turning onto. Speed's starting to drop back nicely.
With you, passing flight levels 9er for 4,000.
Ryanair 8156. Flying to flight level 130.
Climbing
130.
130. Ryanair 8156.
And of course we need to do that again because we forgot to turn off speed intervene.
Easy 208. Roger, descend to 4000.
Send to 4,000. Easy 208.
Love the sound of those engines. A little bit over speed again. I know we're on a climb, but the aircraft should be managing. Although we have got a bit of a tailwind. Standard pressurization. Yeah, it might be that tailwind that's causing a bit of an issue. Lovely wing views, absolutely lovely.
Flying to flight level 90.
Look at that sky. Near enough above the clouds now. Tiny bit further to go. Look at that. Beautiful. Not sure what that beeping is. It happens every now and then. I think it's got something to do with the FB. And I haven't discovered yet how to turn it off. Wonderful. Nice little bit of reflection as well coming off the wing. Landing lights off. 10,000 feet. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm using the R&D PTA preset now, if anybody's wondering. You can find all that information out on the add-ons spreadsheet in the description. 260 on the altitude. And with that, I think we're about ready to look at some amazing cinematics as we make our way over to good old Tenerife. Okay guys, so we are now about ready to start our descent. You can see the 150 mile mark there. So arrivals, we're going to be using ILS Zulu 07, 109.70 at 074, and obviously we've activated 109.70 there. Flaps 30 at 142 we're going to be aiming for. And you can see that it's... the time is sort of still on Zulu in the FMC, but I've set it to local time on the clock. So let's just set the course as well. 074, auto brake 2, and 074 on the courses for both sides. .388 is going to be the minimums. Set the current heading there. And we can request to descend. 360, so it's only 1,000 feet difference, but there we go. This is going to be the approach. Pretty basic, ILS Zulu 07. Elevations there, everything. Nice little tool is EFB. Would highly recommend it. Version 2 is the latest version. Seatbelts are auto. Amazing clouds. I love how the sim looked ever since I installed the R&D preset. 240.
Flight level 240. Ryanair 8156.
And of course we can start using level change. Mess around with this a little bit just to see what works and what doesn't in terms of our descent. At 250. Allows you to control the rate of the descent and obviously the speed as well. Put that in the memory device, and with that, guys, I will catch up with you a little bit later on when we should be ready for landing. Okay, guys, so look at this amazing scenery. Now, this is going to be the culprit in terms of performance loss, because we're going to have quite a low frame rate, when we get over there to the airport. Nevertheless, we should be okay. Look at that view. Absolutely magnificent. It's a little bit cloudy, and we have had some rain as well, which I wouldn't expect over here at Tenerife, but then again, just because it's a holiday destination, it doesn't mean that it's not going to rain. So we're actually crossing over the localizer at the moment, and we're going to come back on ourselves. And we should be set up for a long final. Look at the lovely reflections coming off the ocean. So there goes the localizer as we just go over it. You can see it on the PFD.
Approach Ryanair 7122 with you, passing flight level 902 for 4,000.
So we've got another Ryanair on its way somewhere.
Roger, descent to 4,000.
Descending to 4,000.
We are at 210. Flaps 5. I'm going to reduce that down a little bit more. Try and get flaps 10. Little bit of help from speed brake, and there we go with flaps 10 coming down. Just so that we're ready to deploy flaps 15 and gear down as soon as possible. And see, that's what we're going to do. We're going to come all the way up there where it says decel, and then we're going to hopefully meet the localizer again and be on a perfect long final for runway 07. 4,700. Level change again. May have to employ some speed brake.
Ryanair 8156.
Just to help us out with that descent a little bit. There we go. Nice and easy. Plenty of manoeuvring room. Speed's coming up a little bit, but we're okay. Let's just sort out the transition altitude. There we go. Set the barrel properly. As we begin this right turn. Speed's looking good, altitude's looking good. Green banana is where we need it to be. Just in time for decel. And here comes 4,700. Looking good. VOR lock. Glide slope's already coming in. was, at least. Here we go. Everything's configured. Here we go with the right turn onto the localizer. And of course in comes the glide slope as well. Lovely shadows. We are at the perfect speed for flaps 15, which is 200 knots. Got a nice headwind. 21 knots.
Ryanair
Here we go.
8156,
Approach hold.
descend to 2,600.
Descending to
2,600 feet.
200, Ryanair 8156.
Oh, we can't go into level change because we're on approach hold. That's fine, that's no problem. Take back that speed. At 191, it should be about 190 actually, and that'll take us to flap 25 speed. Speed brake's still out. Just helping us reduce that speed down a little bit. Set runway heading 075. Speed brake can come in and be armed. I think with that, it seems about time to drop the gear in a few seconds. Just got to wait for clearance to land and then we can do that. Lovely scenery coming into Tenerife.
Ryanair 7122, maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, Ryanair 7122.
Tower Ryanair 8156.
Here we go.
Request landing, runway 07.
Ryanair 8156. Slow to final approach speed, soon H.
Final approach speed.
Clear to land on runway 07.
Final approach speed.
Gear down.
1018. Clear to land runway 07. Ryanair 8156.
And we can go flaps 15. And we are safe to go to flaps 25 and flaps 30. There they are. Perfect. Runway is in sight. I'm expecting to see plenty of performance issues as we head over here. Lovely, lovely wing view. Look at the waves down there as well. Would have liked to see this place when it was a little bit better lit, to be honest. Less cloud and more sun. Nevertheless, we're looking okay. Speed's good. Fully established. Still got that 21 knot headwind, which is going to be pushing us slightly to the right. Still looking stable. Lovely wing view. I know I keep saying that, but this is really nice. Plenty of auto gen. I'm sort of regretting ticking the box for the extra scenery as well, because it is affecting performance a little bit. But too late to change that now. We're on final after a 4-hour flight. I very much doubt that anything's going to sort of change at this point. I love how the fog is in the background and all the effects and stuff, and the haze. Aircraft is mine. Try and follow that flight director and the pappies at the same time. That headwind is now an absolute headwind. It's not going to push us anywhere by the looks of it. It's directly in our face. So that should help a little bit. There's the beeping sound again. I don't know what the hell that is.
Tower, Ryanair 7122 on final, requesting landing.
Trying to maintain centre line.
Ryanair 7122, clear to land on runway 0, QNH 1018.
Clear to land runway 07, QNH 1018, Ryanair 7122.
A little bit high. Nothing we can't correct. Trying to do this visually more than anything else. And we can start to descend a little bit quicker now.
300. 200 minimum.
Continue. 2 reds, 2 whites.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Tiny bit of a float, but there we go, touchdown. Reverses. For some reason I can't do idle reverse. Somebody told me that I can just press F2 when it does idle reverse, but for some reason it doesn't work on my system. I don't know why that is.
121.9, Ryanair 8156.
Nevertheless, we can take the rapid exit here to the left.
Holding position 6216. 6216. Continue taxi. Roger. 6216.
And we can take a look at some of those replays, hopefully. I've been having a few issues with Chase Plane, actually, so I don't know whether it's going to work or not. Whenever I go to play the replay, it just doesn't do anything, so I'm not entirely sure what's causing that. Nice ground reflections there. There we go. That's good enough for me. Parking brake's set. Now let me just quickly check and see if we are going to be able to use those replays. Just going to turn off everything that doesn't need to be on. Right, okay, so we did try, but unfortunately I'm having the same problem. Chase Plane just doesn't want to provide me with the replay feature, which is definitely a shame, but nevertheless we're going to have to just taxi to the stand and make do with that. So, landing lights, engines, strobe lights, what else? APU bleeding, APU can come on. Probe heat's off. Clear the warning. And we can request taxi to parking.
Ryanair 8156 is clear of the runway. Request taxi to parking.
Runway 8156. Taxi via Delta 5 to Terminal 18, Hotel 18.
Via
Hotel
Delta
18
5 to Terminal 18,
is our gate.
Hotel 18, Ryanair 8156.
Hotel 18. There we go. It's a medium gate, so I'm not sure why they're using that when we should only really be using a small one. Parking brake release. We've got it up on EFB as well. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. I was thinking of toning down the scenery a little bit, but I don't think I will because that is really nice. Another warning there, master caution. I don't know why that is. Probably to do with the APU. Definitely looking good in terms of scenery. I just wish that we would have got here and it'd be nice and sunny. But maybe it will be on the way back. Now I'm looking on EFB and it's somewhere up here on the right. I should be able to see GSX because they'll be waiting there for us. But look at that. Look at the detail. Flaps up, I forgot to do that. See those coming up. Got a Wizz Air there. Several Wizz Airs to be exact. Along with that beautiful scenery. As I roll off the taxiway here. Not a good idea. Right, okay, so Hotel 18 that we're looking for. There's GSX on the right. And I can see you there. There we go. Yeah. Here's the sign for it. Hotel 18. Lights off. Move out of the way, bus. There's the Marshal. Really, really nice scenery, this. See if we can't make a decent job at parking. That'll do. There we go. Sort of perfect, but not perfect. Right, okay, so with that, we can transfer the APU power. Cut the engines. Seatbelts off. We can, of course, switch off the hydraulics, switch off the fuel pumps apart from the aft one, connect ground power. Ground power selected. Switch that last fuel pump off now. ISO valve and everything. Right, request deboarding. And welcome everybody to Tenerife, or Tenerife South to be perfectly exact. Hope you enjoyed the flight. It's been a 4-hour flight with Ryanair 8156. Here's GSX coming to the doors for us, which we do indeed need to open. Like so. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. It's been absolutely fantastic doing another sort of long haul, but not long haul flight. I'm having a few problems with these 787 at the moment, so I'll have to sort that out. But nevertheless, thank you very much for watching. Lovely sunshine up there coming through the clouds. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.